I think a jacket that I wore in the National Tally Room in the, I think it was the 1991 federal election, which was a black jacket with sort of sparkly Rhinegold things. But on the back, in sparkling Rhinegold, were the words, "What's in it for me?" And I still remember future Prime Minister John Howard walking past me, giving me quite a disdainful look, and then realising what was on the back of the jacket and being appalled. And I think that's worth preserving. It kind of summed up what is still a perennial attitude to elections: what's in it for me? No, sadly, no. I've kept very, very few physical things from my career. A lot of them have been at the ABC, so they've gone back to the ABC. I don't really know what's happened to most of the things that I have worked with. I've given most of them away. I think I have one football jersey left from a show made called Live and Sweaty, which was made up as an Aboriginal flag, which I'm about to give away to a charity. So my preservation strategy is to give it away. I think it's also because the programs themselves are objects and they exist. Hopefully they exist. So it feels to me that the sum of all those physical things are in that program. Look, I think any society is the sum of its own stories and the stories it tells itself about itself. Clearly, film and television and sound are the primary way in which you tell those stories. To be able to see people, hear the voices, see that clear intent without any editorial interference is crucial. And I think for future creatives and current creatives to be able to go back, often you learn from history, often you find what you think is new is not new, and what you think might be passé in fact still works. So to have that reference, to have that archive is essential. I think in total what they would say is that that I tried lots of different styles of things, some successfully, some not, and that at the core of all that work was not answers but questions, that really what lies at the heart of everything I've done is trying to unpick the pattern of what's going on. I think in terms of techniques and tools, there are two things. Research is incredibly important. That might sound basic, but I think you have to research not just the linear flow of a person's life or career or subject, but you need to look either side of their life. You need to look at if what they've done is tremendous work about romance, then it helps to look at who else has worked in romance and what other people have said about working in that area, so that you can then ask them interesting questions. I think if you want interesting answers, you need to ask interesting questions. The other really crucial technique which you're exhibiting right now is silence. Often the best second question after your first one is nothing at all. The more silence you leave, the more likely you are to get the real answer. You leave space for people to fall into. I think they're the best tips I can give.